Welcome to the podcast that is strictly better than every other podcast about Commander, the Nitpicking Nerds.
We're going over the best lands that we like to play. It's the opposite video of lands you should avoid. This is lands that you should be attracted to. The best lands in Commander. That's what we're calling it.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, Beezy, and if you don't know, this is our podcast where we have it on YouTube and we have it on Google Play, Spotify, and iTunes.
Yes, so all those places you can go, check it out. This is awesome. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, or if you're listening, you can subscribe to the podcast. That's
You're
what it was.
Obligated to do both.
Yes, you are obligated. If you don't do it, why are you even listening? Do you even love us?
People will get hurt.
Today we're talking about lands you should be attracted to, apparently.
Lands that I'm attracted to. Lands that get me going.
Lands that get Beezy going only. I have no...
We get different lands do different things for us.
That's fair, yeah.
You're into enchantments. I'm into lands. I don't know.
Is there a joke there?
It's something.
Something about me being gay and him being straight.
I would never make a joke about that. That would be insensitive.
It sounded like you were.
Well, I never would.
So we're gonna jump right into these lands, and a lot of them are just really good lands.
Well, we're gonna put them into categories of we always play them, we usually play them, or we sometimes play them.
Okay,
but they're always good. I want these lands in all my decks that fit them.
So what do you want to start with?
Well, we're gonna start with the best lands, just straight up.
In Magic.
Fetch lands.
Fetch lands. So this is the easiest thing ever. If I have the fetch lands, I can't afford them to be in a deck. I would put as many of them in as a deck as I could.
Oh, but I thought you hated off-color fetches.
I do.
So, but you just don't care.
I've grown.
I certainly don't.
If I could fix the rule, if I could make the rules so you couldn't play them, I would. But I can't, so I play them.
Yeah, I play every single one I could play. Any fetch in my collection, it's going to go into a deck.
Yeah, I agree. That you should just play as
every
many.
Deck has graveyard synergies, landfall synergies. You just need one card to care about lands one time, and they're amazing.
Yeah, and
they're rainbow lands also.
One life is so irrelevant.
Couldn't matter less.
5% of the time. Probably
100% of the time. This doesn't matter.
Okay. Next we have slow fetches,
which are the Rocky Tar Pit cycle.
Yeah.
Mountain Valley. Those are the only ones I'm going to bother naming. Grasslands, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe, but they enter tapped, and then they do the exact same thing as a fetch land, but you don't have to pay one life.
These are fine.
These are perfect for budget.
These are great budget cards.
If they're not budget, I would avoid them.
Yeah, because they come in tapped. I would avoid most lands that come in tapped. Well, we mentioned that in our last video. We're on lands to avoid.
You don't want more than 4 or 5 tap lands in a deck.
Yeah, you really slow your deck down a whole turn.
The next two we can touch on for like a quarter of a second. Duels and shocks. Duels are the best lands that don't fetch ever. So play any of them you happen to have, but don't seek them out. Shock lands are budget versions that also go in the best decks. You're going to play shock lands in every single deck that can have shock lands basically has them.
Shock lands are budget versions of duel, but also they're not cheap.
The only exception is if you have a 5-color deck, you maybe only want 6 or 7 shocks.
Yeah, you just want the colored ones that
you ones you use the most. You just got to figure it out. But we got those easy ones out of the way where you always play them, and the slow fetches just are budget versions of the fetch lands. I want to talk about the Innistrad tech lands because I love this cycle.
Innistrad tech lands, these are mostly good.
They're mostly good. Want to just go one by one?
Let's go one by one. Gavany Township, I would put in any green-white go-wide deck.
See, that's just not true. I would put it in any green-white go-wide deck that also cares about specifically +1/+1 counters. Because the card's not that great. You should spend your mana all the time in Commander, and this should be like a side thing. It's never the best thing to Gavany Township your team.
That's true. That's fair enough.
You want to have counter synergies, and then I think it goes in.
Okay, fair enough.
Where you get a spell's worth of tapping 5 lands to do this thing.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I wasn't thinking about that much. I really like Gavany Township because I played a lot in Modern.
I played it a lot in Standard, and I love it a lot.
Next one, we have Vault of the Archangel.
I played it a lot in Standard. I loved it a lot. Same deck. Not the best deck.
Vault of the Archangel goes in. I would say if you're playing a deck where getting life matters, where you have lots of tokens that can be chump blocking with Death Touch.
Gavany Township is the green-white one that you pay 2 green, white, tap it, put a counter on each creature you control. Vault of the Archangel is the white-black one where you tap it, pay white-black 2, and then your creatures get lifelink and Death Touch. And all these lands only tap for colorless mana.
Death Touch blockers are really good.
So there's a downside to having them in your deck. They don't fix you at all, but they have a cool, usually strongish ability.
Yeah, like I said, if you're playing tokens, I'd put this in the deck. If you're playing like go wide deck, like where you just have lots of chump blockers, like being able
Yeah,
to
if
get
you can
that
attack
much?
for 30 ever regularly, and that's a reasonable thing you can do, then I would like to give it lifelink.
Yeah, if gaining life is big in your deck, it also is a good card.
Yeah, I had it in a deck for a while. It was okay. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, Marchesa, right?
Yeah, I ended up taking it out though because the colorless was a big restriction. I don't.
Well, that deck is mana.
I try to keep the number of colorless lands down, and I always end up playing. I always push the envelope, and it usually ends up being fine. But I took it out.
No, he pushes the envelope, and something that's not fine.
It's
anymore.
always fine.
He'll
You
never
just
admit
complain
when-
about it.
No, he'll
When it
never.
happens one time,
no,
he gets
he'll
the-
never admit when it's not fine.
It's always fine.
No.
It's
not.
never not. I don't build bad decks. You do.
No.
Boom,
What
boom,
you
boom,
build your
boom.
mana bases often go too greedy.
Never.
Often.
Literally never. What is the next? What is the next one?
Why'd you cut Fulci Archangel from the deck?
I just told you because there's too many colorless lands.
Then you made a greedy mana base.
No.
That's my point. You make greedy
No,
mana bases.
that was not the final version. I didn't make that mana base. It was still.
You
under
did
progress.
make that mana base. Okay. The
It's
deck,
in progress.
the deck is all your decks are a work in progress
Yeah.
all the time. So that
you can never prove me wrong.
no,
It's
you
the
make
easiest thing
mistakes.
ever.
BZ makes mistakes. He will never admit it. Kessig will
I didn't
front.
make a mistake.
Get out of here.
Sorry,
Kessig
that
will
didn't
front.
work.
He made a mistake.
What's
Kessig will front. This is a colorless land again. You pay
I don't think we need to say that.
tap X, green, red. Terra creature gets plus X plus O, where X is obviously what you
I know,
pay.
you don't have to look at me.
And they,
I know.
And they gain trample. So this can be a huge like finisher if you have a commander that's going in.
Yeah.
If you have like a big commander that you could just that already is clocking pretty hard, being able to give it trample or just
Voltron, you might say.
Voltron. It works really well in Voltron.
Commanders with no evasion. High power commanders that don't have evasion. It's good with Xenagos type decks where you're trying to make a huge beater.
Yeah.
Finish them off. Doubling power, it's good with. This one's one of the better ones.
With Xenagos even, like specifically with Xenagos, like you make like a 12/12 attacker that can just be chump blocked. Like you could just
Like-
pay
Like what?
you could just pay X. You could just pay green, red to give it trample,
Yes, you can use it to just give something trample.
which is awesome for a deck like Xenagos where you
It
just
was
have
good in Maelstrom Water decks. That card kills people very fast, so giving it trample is sort of a like surprise. You have to worry about commander damage.
yeah, and you can't just chump block this because you'll die.
Right. Grand Backwards is the next one. It's 2 black green tap. Sacrifice a creature, draw a card. This is underwhelming, but it is a budget version of a lot of the high markets, Mirror into the Moaning Well, and maybe some other ones that I'm missing.
No, there's not really many I think there might be there's probably one or two are missing, so don't go crazy searching for them to be like you guys are wrong. But there's only like probably at most 5.
So this one is not bad. It's if your deck is budget, you're gonna like this effect. Honestly, any green black deck probably wants this.
Yeah, if you don't have a high market, you don't have a
Even Mirror in the Moaning Well is not that good of a card. High market's the best one.
Yeah.
Phyrexian Tower is the other one.
yeah. If you don't have one
That's
of
like
those
the
two,
real good version of that.
Nephalia's Drown Yard.
Yeah, the blue green one, blue black one. What does that one do?
Blue black one, pay 1, blue black, tap target player puts the top 3 cards of the library into the
The
graveyard.
target is always going to be you.
Yeah.
If it's not you, then don't play this card.
Yeah, if you're a mill deck, you don't actually want this card because it's not effective mill.
Just not efficient. Use your spells for that. This land is not worth hurting your mana just to mill somebody for 3.
Yeah, target
when you
yourself.
have 3 opponents with 100 cards in their deck.
Yeah, target yourself with this. Mill yourself. Put it in something.
And
This
even
is-
that is a last resort. I have nothing to do other than this.
I would say this is a budget like Tasker type card.
It might be. It's not very good. It's going to be corner case most of the time.
Yeah, Slayer's Stronghold. What
I like
one
this
do?
card. Red, white, tap it. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance and haste.
This has been seeing a lot of play in Modern because it's in Amulet Titan.
Well, that deck is dumb.
That's fair, but it has been. That doesn't change. The statement didn't change. It's fine in the decks that you wanted in. Like if you have a big fat Boros commander that you want attacking right away, that doesn't attack right away.
It's good fixing the problem of I have to wait a whole turn cycle for my commander to do anything. This is along the lines of Handwear Battlements and the elemental one that tap, pay red, tap, give it haste. It's along the lines of those cards. It's probably better in Boros decks.
Yeah,
Only 3 total mana to get it going, and you get a power boost.
yeah, plus 2 plus up. Oh, yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's right. Desolate
Who next?
Lighthouse. This is the loot land. It's 1 red, blue. Tap it, draw a card, then discard a card.
It's definitely called the Loot House. Don't ever make that mistake of not calling it the Loot House.
I already did.
Yeah, I know. You said it was the Loot Land. Good
It's,
thing you don't design the nicknames for cards.
this probably is a good thing. I don't design nicknames for cards.
This goes in blue-red spell slinger decks, and even then, I feel like this is also more of a budget card. It's colorless. It's fine that it doesn't come in tapped, but I don't want it to hurt my mana that bad. And like I said, if I'm building a blue-red deck, I'm never really going to be relying on my lands to give me something to do.
Yeah.
It's nice to have. It's definitely in a budget deck, for sure. Nice to have. We put it in our upgraded flashback deck for the precons.
Yeah, because again, we were on a $50 budget, so this card fits in really well.
Yeah, it's 50 cents.
Also, it makes no sense. Like the card like that's wasn't just in
it
the
makes
precons.
50 cents.
What?
It makes 50 cents.
It doesn't make any sense. That wasn't in a deck like the precon deck.
A deck that has no way to put things in the graveyard and wanted to do that and had 27 basics in it.
It's so sick.
We can move on. We can only rant about those so many times.
I could rant about them all day.
Alchemist Refuge is one of the better ones. It is blue-green, tap it, spells you control gain flash this turn.
Yeah, so this is awesome card. I played it in the
This is a very good land. This is not restricted to just budget. This is a good land.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you want to do some Seedborn Muse action, build your own Prophet of Krufix. If you have Vidalcan Orrery and Blue Leyline, this is going to go in most of those decks too.
Put it in your, what's that guy's name? What's Krufix? Is Krufix the god, right?
What is Krufix's name? I think it's Krufix.
Yeah, in a
yeah,
Krufix.
I don't.
If you're playing Krufix, this is a good card in like a Krufix type deck. Like.
Agreed. Like what?
Oh, stop.
Nope.
Ah.
What is the next one?
These are the bad ones.
These are the ones that
we're gonna mention real quick. We can just read them. Moorland Haunt is pay blue, white, tap it, exile a creature from your graveyard, put a 1/1 spirit in play. Not good enough for commander. And the other one is Stensia Bloodhall.
It's 3 black red, deals 2 to a player.
Okay, I didn't know what that was.
Absolutely unplayable. Don't play those two. I'm going to say the one caveat is if you're in Spirit Tribal, then you can play Moorland Haunt. Otherwise, leave it alone. It's not worth it in a tokens deck. It's not worth it in most of your decks.
Is there a Spirit Tribal commander? Excluding Morphon?
But even in Morphon, maybe you want it. Although it's colorless land in your 5-color deck, so.
I was just saying, what I was saying was, is there actually a Spirit
there's
commander?
Geist Draft. It's a blue-white Spirit.
Kinda.
No, it is a blue-white Spirit.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, it's kind of a commander. I mean,
it is legal in Commander. I checked the rules.
Only technically.
No, it just is, yeah.
Moving on, we're going to talk about the Buddy Lands.
Yeah, these are 4 more cycles of 2-color lands that are, I would say, always to mostly play.
Yeah, they're good. They're just good.
Buddy lands, such as Rootbound Crag, where it says it enters tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. And it just adds one of the 2 colors that it's in.
Yeah, and all the lands,
always
the whole
play
cycle
these.
Is the same thing.
Always play these. These are very good.
Yeah, they're very strong.
The only exception is 4 and 5 colors, but you will have to adjust the numbers. But you're going to play some number of these. When you have fetch lands, these cards get even better.
Yeah, these cards are good. I wouldn't say you would always play these. I would say you're more along the lines of you're going to play them a lot of the time. If in an ideal mana base, you probably would, like, say you have like the highest form of a mana base, you probably wouldn't have these. But like when you build them,
probably still would.
You think?
Yeah, the highest form of mana base has 10-ish base 6, maybe less. Depending on if you still want to search for basics. What do you mean the highest form? Like a competitive deck? Or what?
Like
a deck with no basics? Or a deck with basics?
Well, there'd be basics.
Competitive decks don't search out basics, so that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I was thinking competitive decks.
Why are we talking about that?
I don't know.
Okay, weird segue.
Sometimes
some other format that we're not playing.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking, Buddy Lands are really good. They're really strong.
Put them in every deck. I don't.
They come in untapped vast majority of the time. That's not true. You've never
not on turn 1. I've played them on turn 1 before.
Yeah, they come untapped sometimes.
I mean, 1 shock land, you're fine Buddy Lands for the rest of the game.
Yeah, all your Buddy. If you're playing a 3-color or less deck, they would all come in untapped.
Pretty much. I have no problem with them. And we also have 2 lands that people necessarily might not play unless they have colorless synergies, like with Eldrazi. But the Pain lands and the Filter lands are very good. They enter untapped and they produce 2 colors of mana. Pain lands deal 1 damage to you to produce the color, and the Filter lands can't produce color, but if you tap one of the shared colors, you can make 2 of any of the colors.
Yeah, any combination of the 2 colors. So
for example, the red-green one, you pay red or green, tap it, produce red-red, green-red, or green-green.
Pain lands, you don't want to overload these in certain decks if you don't have any life gain, because like Pain lands can, if you end up in a 3-color deck, Pain lands can easily start like just really hurting you.
It can add up a little bit. I've had it happen once, I think, to me.
I've had it happen a couple times.
Or if you have 2, it feels a little bad.
Also, like another thing about the Pain, like I'm not saying you shouldn't play them. What?
Nothing.
What are you laughing about?
It's the same thing every time.
Uh,
I'm laughing at Joe every time he says like a bunch to get him to stop.
the pain lands are very strong, but they can start to hurt you, and especially if it's the only like source of white you have, and you have to use like 3, 4, 5 times, which can happen.
Yeah, I agree. I'm playing 3 in my 3-color decks. You can't stop me.
I'm not saying
They're really budget. The enemy ones are really budget, and the allied ones are a little bit more expensive because they haven't gotten reprints. Filter lands I would avoid if you have a lot of colorless in your deck, and you don't have those colorless synergies. Because if you can't activate a filter land, oh boy, are you sad.
The thing about filter lands is they're not that cheap.
I'd play 1. Maybe you play 1 or 2 in a 3-color deck, but you wouldn't go in on all 3.
Yeah, I don't like going in all 3. I agree with that too. My problem with filter lands has been like it can cause the weird issue early in the game where it's like.
What is it like?
I was literally going to explain it though.
Yeah, but I just was making fun of the fact that you said like.
Great. Where you have like a breeding pool. We have a breeding pool.
Okay.
And so if say your first 2 lands are breeding pool and Twilight Mire in your 3-color deck.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to cast your.
Leovold?
No, well,
Oh,
it's turn 2. I was
it's turn
Coiling
2.
Oracle. Like.
Yeah, you can't
That kind of
cast your green card.
Yeah, I've had
or
that.
your green-blue card.
Yeah, I've had those kind of situations do come up early in the game.
It's kind of rare. Just know what your early drops are, and you won't have that problem.
Yeah.
You don't have to necessarily play them all. We also have Battle Bond lands. Always play these. These are really, really good cards.
Oh, these are 100% includes
They're
every
just
single
duels. They're
time.
just duels.
I mean,
You just can't fetch for them.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not playing one-on-one EDH, which is another format basically.
Yeah. So if you're not playing our format, why are you watching this video?
Yeah, With in a 4-player game, they come on tap. They're insane. They're like you said, they're unfetchable duels.
Yeah. Oh, there's only 2 people left. I'm gonna get second or first place. I guess I'll play a Guildgate. That's fine.
I have had that cost me before. It's not.
That is irrelevant.
It's funny sometimes.
It's funny but irrelevant, and I would not count that against these at all. They're expensive as the only barrier to entry, but these are very good. Where are the enemy ones? I want the enemy ones. Enemy colors in Commander get so shafted on lands they can play.
Oh, all the time, and it's super annoying.
Where's our freaking battle bonds? Where's our Tangle lands? Where's our tapped Cyclo lands? Nowhere.
Next, this is another quick mention. Ancient Tomb.
Best colorless land?
I would include it in almost every deck.
Is it the best colorless land? There's no point in us saying yes or no. This is subjective anyway, but it's got to be up there.
It's one of the best colorless lands.
Top 10 lands in EDH. How about that? This card is ridiculous.
Yeah. Next, Cabal Coffers, Urbor, Cabal Stronghold. Cabal Coffers, Urbor can be played as a combo in a lot of decks.
You're pushing the envelope in 3-color decks. You're pushing it a
well,
little. You're definitely pushing it.
It depends on how you build your deck.
Pushing it.
You play it in a 3-color deck.
I'm pushing it.
And I played it in a 3-color deck.
You're pushing it.
I never feel like I'm pushing it.
It taps for. I've seen it tap for nothing from you a lot. Where you're just like,
That's why I have it in a spell slot. I have Cabal Coffers in a spell slot.
yeah, but you've still played it. I mean, I know the whole put it in a spell slot like Maze of Ith, but it doesn't mean you don't play it and it does nothing a lot of the time.
It can, but it also just has added a million mana a ton of times.
Yeah, I hate this combo. I don't think it's fun or interesting. It's good, obviously. I play it.
Yeah.
I wish it didn't exist.
I don't have any problem with it at all.
Really? You don't think it's at least a little bit lame?
No,
Where you're like, somebody else has an Urborg. I drew the Cabal Coffers.
Being overused, I don't. It's just it's overused. I don't think it's lame.
It's not exciting. I don't know. It's not interesting, is it?
I mean,
It's just like free mana.
I mean,
Sometimes you don't have to work for it at all.
I literally have I take 0 umbrage or have any negative thoughts about this combo.
Kind of makes mono black decks real lame.
I mean,
One-dimensional.
I'm not saying that it doesn't.
I feel like it hurts the format.
I don't think it does. I think people are just boring. I think people just go all in on this every single time they build a black deck, and it ends up.
No. What else are they supposed? This is the land you get every time. They're not even necessarily going all in. They're building their deck with huge, dumb, fat spells for no reason. They can do that, but this is always the land you want to draw every single time.
To be fair, well, okay, so Cabal
Clone it, you draw it. The game becomes about getting Cabal Coffers.
Okay, so I was going to do this real quick. Cabal Stronghold is good if you're playing a ton of swamps. It's a
Basic swamps.
It's a deck building restriction.
basic
But
swaps.
if you're gonna stick to that restriction, the card's very strong.
Basically mono black without utility lands.
But so next, this is the card I want to mention, is Gaia's Cradle, where it's like, if you were talking realistically, say Cabal Coffers and Gaia's Cradle were the same price, Gaia's Cradle would be just as lame.
Gaia's Cradle is also lame.
It would be even more lame because it'd be like, if Gaia's Cradle was $40, it'd be in like every commander deck. I just think Gaia's Cradle is lame. I personally think this card should be banned in the EH, but also
I'll trade you Cabal Coffers for Gaia's Cradle. That'd be fine if both those cards were banned.
yeah, but I don't think Cabal Coffers is broken.
It's just as annoying. What's the difference? They both have setup costs. You need to have a lot of creatures in play. You need to have a lot of swamps in play.
You don't have to have a lot of creatures. You have to have 2, and the card tests for 2. That's already insane.
4 swamps is about as easy as 2 creatures.
I mean,
But also you have the added bonus of when the board is wiped, you still get your stupid mana. Versus you have to keep these creatures around or else it's bad for a turn. When you have Cabal Coffers
Which card
and
you-
it's going,
you think it's close? Like, I don't know why we're comparing the two because I feel like Gaia's Cradle is so much better.
it's the same card. It's the land you want always. You always try to spam it out, get it out as soon as you possibly can. You tutor for it every chance you get. You put bad cards in your deck like Expedition Map and Crop Rotation where they don't do anything except get that card.
Well, I just think Gaia's Cradle is so much more insane.
They're about even, I feel like. Like what's you need lots of lands or you need lots of creatures. They're about as equal to get.
I think Gaia's Cradle is like far and away better.
It's a better card. It's the same exact deal with both of them. They both warp things in the same way when you play against them.
I think Gaia's Cradle. I just don't think we see Gaia's Cradle as much. I think Gaia's Cradle is way more.
Gaia's Cradle's insane.
I think
it's a better card.
I
I
think
didn't say it wasn't better.
I think it'd be way worse if if Gaia's Cradle if it cost $20, it would be. I think I would hate it. I hate seeing it. I hate that card. in
But
EDH.
you don't care about Cabal Coffers is very similar.
I don't think
You
it's
don't
not
care.
similar.
You don't care. You have no umbrage for Cabal Coffers, but you hate Gaia's Cradle.
Yes.
What the? It's the same thing. They're both lands that produce mana for free.
I mean, Cabal Coffers, unless you're in a mono black deck specifically, like you have to
We
have
just
Urbo
went over.
too.
We
It's
just
a little-
went over. We spam it in 3-color decks.
But it's a combo. It's like you still need another card with
It's
it.
easy to assemble. It's not. If it was hard to assemble, we wouldn't play it.
That's true. It is.
So
not
what's
that
the? I don't understand what you're saying.
you know what gets it really easily?
Everything. Any green card that finds lands. Any black card that tutors cards. Any
Yeah.
expedition map. They're both equally annoying. I would ban both of them if I could.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I just have more hate for Gaia's Cradle. I just hate Gaia's Cradle.
Probably because you don't have one.
That might be.
Budget dis.
Uh,
Now we're going over. These are all more obscure, so we're gonna spend less time on them. But we can talk about why we like them.
all right, Field of the Dead. BZ can talk about it. Like this one, he's a huge fan of it.
I love this card. I think it's great in any deck that wants sacrifice fodder, tokens. If you're more of a budget deck, but you have a lot of duels, like tap lands even, I'd play this guy.
Zombitos, if you want to get Zombitos.
Any zombie deck, it's just free zombies
Zombie.
in your head.
Zombie. Zombie.
Hey,
Eh,
hey,
eh.
hey.
Eh?
All right.
Next, Skylands. Skylands go usually in 2-color decks. We try to avoid them in 3-color decks.
I always play them in 2 colors, and I will never play them in 3 colors anymore.
The thing about Skylands is they're fine lands. They're also very, very good on budget.
Definitely great on budget. They enter tap though. So
They do.
That makes me not want to play them.
And we want to minimize tap lands usually. So
I want my colorless lands to enter tapped. My myriad landscapes and stuff.
next, we got another BZ favorite, Gaia Reach Sanitarium.
And we'll just go ahead and pair it with Miko Koro, Center of the Sea, because they're basically the same. They're a group hug draw effect, and with Gaia Reach, you discard. Gaia Reach is great with Dredge. It's great with graveyard decks. It's great with discarding, I guess. That's a new thing with Angie.
What's that? You say it's a new thing, like Madness hasn't existed for years.
I feel like it's never existed in Commander.
Only because they didn't print Angie yet.
Right, yeah. They were waiting for her. But if you want to discard cards to put them in the graveyard, Gaia Reach is a great way to do it. Miko Koro is a group hug card. It's also like a mono blue card.
It fits in decks that sometimes want like card draw and they can't have it in any other ways.
Sometimes it's your win condition.
Weirdly, it can be a win condition. Mirrored Landscape / Coast Verge.
Always play these. I'm on always.
I don't think it's always. I play Mirrored Landscape a high percentage of the time though.
Any 3-color deck and below, I'm playing Mirrored Landscape for sure. Any deck with green and white, I'm playing Cross and Verge. I don't care how many colors.
Oh, Coast Verge I always play in green and white because like Coast Verge can get duels. So
Cross and Verge can give you up to 4 colors in plains and forests. You can get Godless Shrine and I can't think. Breeding Pool.
I was wondering how long it was going to take you.
To think of a green duel that didn't have white in it. Apparently 2 seconds.
So yeah, Mirror Landscape, I would play in a high percentage of decks.
It can only get you one color, that's the only downside.
It's not an auto include. It's very good. It's very good in like mono white, mono red, Boros.
No, it's good in any monocolor deck. I'm playing this in any monocolor deck.
In any mono, even mono green.
Yes.
I guess I have it in my
Ramp in
mono.
a land slot, I'm taking that.
That's fair. Okay, fair enough.
It's very hard to come by. These lands are very special. Do not sleep on them.
Path of Ancestry.
This is tapped. Think about it like this. Some people don't think about this card the right way, and they just look at it as like it's bad. It is not Rupture Spire. It is tapped command tower that lets you scry one at the very minimum whenever you cast your commander.
And if you're in a tribal deck or you just happen to have some,
Auto include.
it's a good card. It's a very good card. While we're talking about Path of Ancestry, command tower is stupid. Auto include in every deck that isn't monocolored. And sometimes if you want to put in monocolored,
It could go in monocolor decks. It depends.
yeah, if you're playing,
If you have Field of the Dead, you probably want command tower.
I was just gonna say that if you're playing Field of Death, why not?
If you have no basics matter cards, then maybe you just do.
Next, we're gonna talk about Talaria West. This is a good land tutor in a land slot.
Expedition map as a land.
Yep, but
You
also
can transmute it for 3 to find any land or any 0-drop.
yeah,
You can find actual cards. Pact of Negation, Walking Ballista come to mind, Mana Crypt.
yeah, you can get like if you have an infinite mana, then this could be a way to get a payoff, like Walking Ballista, like you said.
Even Hangerback Walker costs 0.
Talk about the Tangle lands.
Battle for Zendikar lands. You need 2 basics, and they enter untapped, and they have land types.
Are they actually called Tangle lands, or we call them Tangle lands?
They were called Tangle lands for the first 5 minutes. They're called Battle lands.
Tangle lands.
You might know them as Battle lands, but there you go.
Yeah, so they come in untapped if you have 2 basics, like BZ said.
Right. I'm on always for these in 3 color or less.
Yeah, super strong. When you're fetching, like
You know what? Let's loop in the cycling lands. I'm on always for 3 colors or less. They have types. Being able to fetch them when you don't need an untapped land is awesome. Cycling them late game is worth worth the slot for me.
and let's complain about this again.
Where's our enemies of
God's
these?
sakes, just give us enemy. I can't even tell you how much I hate half cycles. They're like
Bothers me
infuriating.
to the
No, it's
core.
even more infuriating. So we're just gonna skip 2 down because I want to. Because even more infuriating than half cycle is a 60% cycle.
The Canopy lands.
Oh.
These lands are better than Pain lands, I would say.
They are better
Because
than
they can
balance.
cash in later. They're great in Lands Matter decks, Landfall, Lands in the Graveyard decks. Your Get Frog Monster, your Lord Windgraces, your Titanias. Any of those, any deck where you have the budget to spend them, I would jam them in.
Yeah, they're really strong. Being able to just get a draw off of a land slot is awesome.
Yep, so let's kind of get through these. Bajuka Bog, we have as a always play.
Yeah, I actually have Bajuka Bug as always play. There's always exception when you go in the 4 or 5 colors. Sometimes you might not want it.
It depends.
5 colors, I think you're at the point where you don't want it. 4 colors, I probably still play it.
Yeah, it's close. This is one of those lands that's definitely worth entering tapped. Dryad Arbor basically enters tapped too. It's a 1/1. It's vulnerable to board wipes, but you want it in any deck that's got Gaia's Cradle.
Any deck that has Gaia's Cradle
Cares about creatures, sacrificing creatures. Maybe you want it.
If you're playing Green Sun, you want it because it just can turn your Green Sun into a turn 1 ramp spell if you want to like crank something on a turn 3.
I like it in Carador and those Marin decks where Carador actually cares about it being in the graveyard. So if you just have to mill it, you don't have to worry about risking it in play. And you can fetch for it also. Good with Craterhoof, those type of effects. All right, let's see if we can start. We already touched on Phyrexian Tower and High Market. Phyrexian Tower is completely absurd. That card is amazing.
High Market also insanely awesome.
High
card.
Market is very good in its residual life gain, which is always nice when you play things like Mana Confluence and City of Brass.
These are 3 color auto includes.
3 and up, I'm auto including it, and if you only have 1 deck and it's 2 color, I would still play these.
If you're playing enemy colors, these are almost auto includes in 2 colors.
Maybe allies, who knows?
I'm not saying you shouldn't put them in as. I'm saying it's more of an
Enemies,
auto.
I want these, yeah.
Enemy that like auto includes.
Yeah, definitely.
If I had Mana Conflict and Sea of Brass sitting around, I'd be using them in a lot more decks. I just don't have a lot of them.
We have so many lands on this list.
Just keep going because it's worth.
It's basically just all the ones worth playing.
It's worth talking about. It's like okay. This is something really important.
Your deck needs one of these cards.
Strip Mine, Wasteland, Ghost Quarter, Tectonic Edge, Dust Bowl. Play one of these lands
Or
at
more.
least.
Don't put all of them in.
If
you need to have ways to destroy lands. You need to. We just mentioned 2 completely degenerate garbage cards, Cabal Coffers and Gaia's Cradle.
So let's mention real quick for 2. If you're gonna go ideally, I would play Wasteland and Strip Mine. If you want to play 2 and you want the ideal ones, those are the best 2.
Ghost Quarter, Tectonic Edge are great budget cards. And Dust Bowl, if you have Synergy, I would definitely GM that card. That card is very good.
Yeah, if you're playing with a Frog Monster.
Even just,
Synergies really
you
well.
have a couple lands that come back, like John Yard Temple is cool with this.
But it's pretty cool. I didn't really think about that one. Next we have... Okay. Another quick question. Play one of these cards in your deck. At least
we said that.
one. I want to say it again because I want to really hit it home because I feel like it's such a thing in EDH that people just forget about. It's like, and then Cabal Coffers runs away with the game because nobody can answer it.
How many games have we won just because we eventually got Cabal Coffers and then destroyed people with it?
Oh, it happens all the time.
And it's not like, I mean, maybe they had it in their deck, but if they didn't have it in their deck, they can never beat that. Or have more answers that hit permanents, like Beast Within.
Beast Within's super good. Generous Gift also very good.
Generous Gift, that's a good white card. Vindicate is not good. I don't think Vindicate's good.
I am selfish, I am wrong.
If anyone can tell me what song that is, I will give you 5 brownie points in the comments.
You're gonna give him a brownie point?
5.
How do you?
And no one has had a brownie point in the history of the Nitpicking Nerds. So you will have control of the entire market of brownie points that we've given out.
They're not transferable.
Non-transferable. So that sucks.
So Mirror Pool is our next land.
Talk about that one. My throat's sore.
Your thoughts are Mirror Pool can make a copy of a creature you control.
And?
Oh, I don't know.
Copy of a spell you control.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot I can do spells. I forget that all the time on this card.
This card's good. Nobody plays this card.
This card is a card where if you're a big spell slinger deck and you want to copy your things, you might want to play it. If you're a tokens deck, you want to play this. It's a very versatile card. It's a very cool card. It's not auto-include any deck. It's just it fits into the decks it fits into. It usually fits into very well.
Yes. This is, I would say, always play in mono red and red green. Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle.
Another thing about Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, it's a win con in a lot of decks.
It's not legendary. You can copy it with Thespian Stage and Vesuva, also good lands that copy lands. You can play those when you need to copy lands like Valakut.
Yeah, Valakut's a good win con mostly. Play in your Scape Shift decks.
That's a little loose to me because you have to play bad cards like Prismatic Omen. Hello?
Just thinking.
Sometimes Joe just doesn't feel like talking, and he just makes a weird face instead.
I was thinking about Valakut. It's a really cool card.
I don't like it as a win con. I like it as a deal much damage to you.
I don't know. It fits really well into specifically Lord Windgrace.
Yeah, I have a mono red deck, and I am trying out Expedition Map just to find this.
Yeah,
you need the help in mono red, I feel like.
It's annoying. I hate it. By hate it, I mean I hate when BZ starts just lightning bolting my things
For free?
For free.
Yes. Who's next?
Misfail Plains. This is an enter taps plains. Pay a white, tap it, put tarot card on the bottom of your library from your graveyard. Sorry, that's kind of important. Put it
It's
from your
fetchable.
graveyard.
It's very efficient. I'm losing my voice.
It's fetchable. It's efficient. It has a cool little loop with Sunforger that you can do. Mm-hmm. You can take
patented by me.
It wasn't patented. When we did our somebody mentioned.
I think it was me.
Well, patented by BZ because he has to take credit. Coming up next, we have Inventors Fair. This taps for a colorless mana, and if you at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more artifacts, you gain 1 life.
And you have to say ding.
You don't have to do that, actually. Tap it, pay forward, tap it, search your library for an artifact, put it into your hand. In artifacts decks, this card's extremely, extremely good.
One of your better lands.
Yeah, I just don't know what else to say about it, because it's just like, if you're in a deck where artifacts are what matters, and that's what you're focused around, having a tutor on your land, where it basically becomes like a demonic tutor because your deck is already based around artifacts so much.
It changes from when you don't have anything to do. You want to activate your utility land. This is what you want to do instead of cast a spell. It's better than spells.
Yeah.
That's rare on utility lands. And my voice is dying, so I'm going to get a little bit quieter.
I've been trying to take over.
I'll get quieter and quieter until I eventually say nothing.
Ash Barrens.
Better than Evolving Wilds. I wanted to say that.
Ash Barrens is it's a land that you can play taps for a colorless, or you can pay 1, cycle it, or basic land cycling. It has basic, yeah. You don't cycle it, like you do cycle it, but it's basic land cycling, which is a different thing. You don't actually draw the card.
It sounds like you're in a sitcom and you're trying to talk to a girl you like. Not that I said that you have to be cycled. I just basic. You can get a basic. You don't have to Discard is a harsh word. I don't want to.
He's gonna yell at me because his voice is gone, but he had to make he
I'm
had to
going
waste some of it to make
use
fun of me.
My voice to make fun of you. This land is insane. The next one, Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. Everyone's heard of it, and it's kind of expensive, but it is an auto-include in monocolor decks. Maybe even two-color decks.
It's not an auto-include 2 colors, but in the
Decks where you want permanents out.
a high amount of permanents in 2 color decks. It's awesome.
Like your mono blacks. This is the next go-to. You feel so special in your mono black deck. You get Nykthos after you get Cabal Coffers.
Oh God.
And in your green decks, you get this after you get Gaia's Cradle. Like, oh, you're so good.
They're so good. That's easy said.
Nykthos is an insane magic card. This is what I don't have a problem with because you have to work for it in an interesting way.
Yeah, you have to have permanents. The permanents can be removed. It's not just like if you play this on turn 2, it doesn't tap for anything.
Yeah, you have to build up to it. It
Yeah.
costs mana to put into it.
So even think about this. So basically, like what old school Nykthos would have been just like it taps for your devotion for free.
Yeah, if Nykthos was an alpha, it would just tap.
For your devotion, and it'd be
Yeah.
insane.
It would just be
God,
really
it'd be
good.
the most like busted, like so busted.
And Cabal Coffers would just tap for your swamps. They have the same input.
Scavenger Grounds. This is graveyard hate on a land.
I like this almost as much as Bajuka Bog. The only problem is you have to sacrifice the land, so it's better in the late game, but it does hit all graveyards. Much more coverage than Bajuka Bog.
Yes, more coverage than Bajuka Bog.
It's more of a backup plan. You have it if you need it.
Yeah, fits in the colorless decks.
Yeah, you don't have to proactively do this.
I don't know why I said colorless decks. I meant more like monocolor decks or 2 color decks.
If you play this card, I would say you're now obligated to play potentially one of the tapped Cycle Desert lands for redundancy because it is sacrifice a desert, not sacrifice this desert. So you're going to have an extra card. You can do it multiple times, which no other land can do that. Exile graveyards multiple times. You can also play this next card on the list, which is one of my favorite lands ever.
Endless Sands. Beezy really likes this card. My favorite thing that's ever happened is having you put your commander under it and then having it get strip mined.
It was high risk, high reward.
I just thought it was funny.
Because most of the time, they don't have a strip mine or they can't use strip mine on this. Because you have what are you doing? Because you have a better land in play, so you just hide all your best creatures under it, especially in response to spot removal. The spot removal fizzles. The board wipe doesn't do what they wanted it to do, and now on a turn you can puke out 8 creatures, and then they basically have haste for your next turn when you untap. You just get bored. You're just bored by what I said.
I've never seen it do anything remote. I've seen
It's
it
done
do
that at least twice against you.
I've seen you do like 2 or maybe 3 creatures once.
That's amazing. How is that in my land did that? Protected creatures and then spit them out again?
I've also seen it put your commander in exile.
I didn't do that. You did that. It just hid my commander. I mean, it's risky play to hit your commander. Obviously, when I did that, I knew the risk, and you happen to have the spell that punished me. But how is it not an awesome utility to have on a land?
It's fine. I think you overvalue that card, personally.
In what way?
I just don't think it's very good.
You wouldn't play in a monocolor decks with desert synergies?
That's very specific, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of this card. I have like no want to try it because it just doesn't seem that good to me.
Right, it's not Cabal Coffers. So what am I supposed to do? I already tutored out my Cabal Coffers in my 5-color deck. Why would I want to play Endless Sands?
It's not about that. I like things like Gyri Santario, make it cool. A lot of these lands that we've gone over that are utility. I just personally don't want to try Endless Sands.
It's because you never play creature deck. Your creatures never matter. When have you played a deck where your creatures matter? Now that I think about it.
Shut up.
Oh, well, that was easy.
I don't know.
You just play big spells. Your spells matter.
10. That's more my style. Amiria, the Sky Ruin.
Always play in mono white, I guess.
And often in 2 color, depending on the list.
I like it. This feels like Valka, where I like it in green white and mono white, but I don't think I'd play it anywhere else.
If you control 7 or more planes at the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature from your graveyard to play.
For free.
For free. I mean, the amount of way it's insane. Absolutely.
It's just it's not insane. It's just a free slot where it'll get you value half the time.
I mean, it's probably a little more than half. Most commander games go to like turn 7 or 8.
Still, though, you have other slots. This isn't worth giving up a lot of your other utility lands in mono white, like Valka is. This is slow and disruptible.
Yeah, but it's super strong. Like if you're not disrupting this, it's super hard to be.
It's good, but I'm not actively removing other utility slots for basic planes.
I'm not saying that you should like actively do it. I'm just saying it's almost. But I feel like if you're playing mono white, you're playing this card.
You are. It's just I don't think it's insane. It's just a nice boost.
Oh, I think it's insane.
Whereas Valakut is very, very good, and you need it.
Forbidden Orchard, Reflecting Pool. Forbidden Orchard will give your opponents a little 1/1 poopers.
That's good in group hug decks, and it's good with any commander specifically wants your opponents to have creatures. Randomness likes these, and the CEDH. Reflecting Pool is just if you have 3 or more colors and you have the budget, you should play this.
Yeah.
But nobody has the budget for it. I feel like I never see Reflecting Pool.
I just feel like I don't have a Reflecting Pool. It's one of those cards, Reflecting Pool, I don't own one. I don't want to actively go looking for
I'll never
one.
seek one.
I don't like. I think it's really good. I think
It's a very good magic card.
I think it belongs in more decks than I play it in.
I actively seek out stuff like Mana Confluence before it. Mana Confluence is worse.
Maybe
No,
sometimes.
it just is.
I don't know if it's worse. Mana Confluence is a really good card.
It's worse than Reflecting Pool.
Yeah,
Reflecting Pool is only bad if it's your only land.
that's really bad.
And even then, whatever. That's not a big deal.
Crypt of Agadim. This one's fits in certain decks
I
where you're
agree.
putting tons of creatures in your graveyard. It's
Your Marin decks, your Mono Black decks, maybe your Carador decks.
Mono Black can only make tons of black mana. That's the only thing it can do.
Ban these lands, so Mono Black would be interesting.
What do
I
you
want to build a Mono
It's
Black.
pay 3, right? Pay 3,
2 and tap it.
2 tap.
Each black creature in your graveyard gives you a little mana.
Gives you 1 black mana.
A little mana. Exotic Orchard, that's Reflecting Pool, but it cares about your opponents. This card is usually playable. I don't end up playing it. I think I just don't have faith in it.
But you gotta have faith.
I mean, every time you play, anywhere you play Felwar Stone, you'd play this, I think.
Yeah, I played Felwar Stone and like Nicol Bolas. The most flavorful card for Nicol Bolas.
He loves his orchards. Command Beacon is a very recent card, and it's very good because it lets you nullify some commander attacks in a perfectly fair way
Yeah,
by
but-
sacrificing it late in the game.
Yep, puts your commander into your hand. Perfectly fine card.
You know when you want it, otherwise you don't want it.
You know when you want it, otherwise you don't want it. Well said.
Hey, we got a lot of these to get through.
Terrain Generator. This is a BZ special. He loves this card.
Did you say train generator?
Terrain.
Generates trains.
Terrain Generator. Pay 2, tap it, put a basic land from your hand into play.
Tapped.
Tapped. Sorry.
I love it in mono blue. You're holding up things. You can't ramp in mono blue. You can't ramp in mono white, depending on your build. I don't have it in my build, I don't think. It's a little slow. I prefer Walking Atlas in mono white, but I like it a lot in decks where you're always holding up mana and you're having trouble ramping. Grixis, I think I'd play this in.
Yeah, Terrain Generator is it's strong.
What was
I
that?
mean, the thing with Grixis is like how many basics are you playing in the Grixis deck?
You could play. You just don't play any for some reason.
I play like 6.
That's like none.
In a Grixis deck, it's 3 colors.
What do you mean?
Ugh, I feel like when you're in 3 colors, you can't have that many basics.
You easily could.
Ugh, that's not how I feel.
I mean, we have 3 color decks and those mana bases look way different.
Yeah, but you also your mana bases are greedy.
What do you mean?
You play like 75 basics in a 3 color deck.
I have never had that deck never has mana problems.
You have.
When I miss land drops
You always say you never have mana problems, but I've seen you have mana problems.
with that deck,
Yeah.
I just play a Signet and everything's fine. It plays well. That deck probably has like 13 basics at most. That Queen March that's not a lot of basics in a 3 color deck. When you're playing Price of Progress,
You had like more than that at points.
this is annoying. So I'm just gonna check right now because I keep all my decks online.
Yeah, he's only gonna have he has the updated version. I feel like he had like 35 at one point.
35. Do you realize how stupid that sounds?
that was
Okay, I just wanted you to realize.
I was
Let's do
being
a
hyperbolic.
stupidity check on that real quick. 4 mountains, 4 plains, 6 swamp, 14 basic lands. That is not that crazy.
That's a lot in 3 colors.
It's a builder. And I'm literally building around cards with that too.
You're building on 1 card.
Cards.
That's so many.
It's not. It's like 4 more than. I think 10 is fine. You play. I would play more than what you play.
I play less than what you play.
That's great. Perfect.
We're different people.
We are in a sitcom together. All right. Do you play enchantment decks? Well, you should probably play Hall of Heliod's Generosity because it's same as Volrath's Stronghold. If you play creature decks, you should probably play Volrath's Stronghold.
I disagree with that. I think Vol Stronghold is fine.
It's the same card.
Yeah, but the difference is creatures are easy to like reanimate and keep reusing.
On lands? I mean, my land slot usually doesn't put creatures on top of my deck.
It's not specifically about that. I'm not saying you shouldn't play Volley Stronghold. I'm saying if you're playing an enchantment deck, I feel like Hall of Heliod's Curiosity is an auto include. Whereas there's a lot of creature decks I wouldn't put Volley Stronghold in.
I guess that's fair.
That's more my thought about it. It's just because there's a lot of ways to reanimate and reuse your creatures in your graveyards. There's not a lot of ways to reanimate and reuse your enchantments.
Not on enchantments.
Not on enchantments.
Or instant or sorceries.
Yeah, it's just there's not as many.
2 or 3 good
comparatively.
What's the riskiest land cycle we have here?
Artifact lands. They can get blown up by things that blow up.
Seed of the Synod, Tree of Tales, those types.
They fit really well in your artifact decks.
I will play 1 or 2 in any deck that wants them. Let's say Brea, or some kind of, I had a Teamer Artifacts deck. I played 1 or 2, mostly only because of Trinket Mage.
Yeah, Trinket Mage can just go with your land.
And Tezzeret the Seeker can find one, if you're out of Soul Rings.
If you're out of Soul Rings, specifically.
It just gets swept up in Vandal Blasts, and a lot of the time it ramps you temporarily, and then it sets you back temporarily.
Yeah, I mean, card is fine. I mean, I don't have any problem with this card at all.
Usually 1 is good in your deck. The blue one is far and away the best one.
Yeah, you want it in your decks that...
Who's ever playing the white? Who's ever playing the white one? I don't know.
You care about those artifacts. When you care about artifacts, you want this card. I mean, you might play the white one in the... What's her name? I can't remember. The Sphinx.
Shroom?
Yeah, I play it in Shroom.
I still would probably just play the blue one.
Whatever, you do what you want. I'm putting the white one in because BZ's hating
Our
on it.
databases are different.
I mean, we're different people.
Watch
our sitcom.
Drawing Our Temple is adorable. I love this card. Discarding it and getting ramp in these monocolor decks that suck at it, like red and white, feels pretty
You
great.
get to go, woo!
Self-mill. Combos with cards that care about sacrificing lands, like Dust Bowl and among others. Get Rug Monster.
The Get Wrecked Monster.
Do you have anything actual to say about this card, or you just wanted to make noises?
I've never played it before.
Oh, great.
I mean...
You don't play lands that aren't Cabal Coffers.
I've played plenty of these cards. I've never played this one before. Am I just not allowed to?
Yeah. You're not.
Drown Your Temple's fine.
What was that?
Drown Your Temple is fine. I've never played it.
You just talk really fast when you get excited.
Drown Your Temple is fine. Is that better?
Rachel.
Hammer Battlements. Give some creatures haste.
Give a creature haste.
Well, yeah, but it's not like you give one creature haste. I'm saying you do it on one turn and you do it on another turn. I'm not saying all of them at once.
This card is good by itself, and too many people play Handweir Militia.
Don't play that card.
Handweir the 2/3. You need to be in a Attacks Matters or Token Matters deck. Then you can get the sweet little combo of getting your land into a 7/4 that makes 3/2s. That's fine.
7/4, what is this? A weird house?
It's a 7/4.
Yeah, I know, but
it's Eldrazi.
It's an Eldrazi.
It's the whole town.
Yeah,
that's the point. You get the people and you get the place, and then it's the whole town.
Yeah, it's like the Gravity Township.
Gravity.
It's like Gravity Township, but now it's a creature that's
it's labeled. It's Handweir. It's the town of Handweir. It's literally labeled as Handweir.
Oh, Handweir's all
the Writhing Township. Yeah, it does that.
It does that.
I just think people overplay the 2/3. It's kind of fun to get it. Sometimes you draw a bad card.
It is really cute. Yeah. Cavern of Souls, Unclaimed Territory, Tribal decks. Throw them in there every single time.
Pretty much. You need to be heavy on creatures, though. If you're not, then I don't know. You're kind of a weak tribal deck.
That's not tribal. Then you're just not playing a good tribal deck.
I mean, people play tribal decks without a lot of creatures, and then I just wouldn't play Unclaimed Territory. But you could probably still play Cavern of Souls. Buried Ruin goes in all your artifact decks. This card's actually great. 3 colors or less, I'm always playing it. It is another land that is a spell that you want to actively use.
I probably play Buried Ruin in my Brea deck too still.
I might try to squeeze it in. Yeah. It's very unique for a land.
Thawing Glacier. This is a strange, comes in tapped, and you can pay 1 tap to put a land from
Mostly what it ends up doing is giving you extra landfall triggers, so it's good in your landfall decks and nowhere else.
Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Omnath comes to mind, so you can jam it in there if you want.
Yeah, it's a good card. I mean, it's on the lands not to avoid, because you want to put it in the... A lot of these cards are I wouldn't avoid this land, I would just avoid it if I wasn't playing a certain deck.
Yes. These lands are, I want this if, and the other ones were, I don't want this unless.
Yeah. We didn't want any of those ever. Hideaway
most of our budget. This is the last little cycle on our thing, and then we're done.
So we have the Hideaway lands. We have The best one, the green one's extremely good.
Mosswort Bridge cares about 10 power. Shelldock Isle cares about 20 cards or fewer in a library. Good luck with that one. The white one wants you to attack with 3 creatures. That one's really easy. The red one needs you to deal 7 damage. That's probably the 3rd easiest. And the black one, I think, needs somebody or no one to have cards in hand. That is completely unreasonable. Don't play that one.
The funniest thing that happened with BZ was playing the white one in his white deck, and he put a card under it, and he looks at it, he's like, I just realized I put the worst card ever under here.
Oh, yeah, I accidentally put Teferi's Protection
He
under
put
there.
Teferi's Protection under there, then he's like, well, this is stupid. No, why?
I'm never going to cast it in the combat stuff.
Yeah, it's like, it's terrible. It's like, and then someone cast like a Cyclonic Rift in his combat
They
stuff.
overloaded Rift. I'm like, well, never mind. I'm a genius. I think I said, I am a genius. And I just played it. And they were like, no, my opponent was
Hideaway lands are good for the most part. There's
3 out of 5 ain't bad. The Naya ones.
Yeah, I mean, even the red one's playable.
The Naya ones? The Naya ones are good.
Oh, but Shelldock Isle sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, well, how are you supposed to get that down?
I've got Shelldock Isle sucks.
It's the best one in limited. Ask LSV, he loves that card.
It is really good in limited, but it's not good otherwise.
It is, but my voice is dying, and this podcast is over, and we got to thank people. It's your turn to shout somebody out anyway.
Special shout outs to our 21 patrons.
No, I meant like one person specifically.
I'm going to, but special shout outs to our 21 patrons. We love you all. We love all of you, even everyone listening and watching, as much as we can without making you uncomfortable. So we're close, but we're not making you uncomfortable. My special shout out for patron this week.
Wait, I thought they were all special shout out. That's why I wanted you to confirm your vocabulary.
Super special shout out.
Wow.
The one who's getting mentioned, and they're going to hear.
It's like when you earn 1,000 reward points at Wegmans instead of just 1. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You started at special. Now we're jumping to super special.
Super special.
10,000 reward points goes to.
No, 10,000 shoot bucks.
Goes to.
Oh, this is hard. Why can't I can't. My mind's not working.
Drum rolls over. Need to pick a patron. One of our many patrons. There's 21 of them. We only shouted out 4 or 5 at this point.
All right.
So any of them you pick that, we haven't. Oh my God. This is the walk of shame, and I'm not editing this out. Joe has to go to Patreon to check.
No, I don't know who I want to
patrons'
shout out
names.
this week.
To check our patrons' names.
I'm using the random. No, I'm activating the randomizer.
Oh, I didn't see that. I thought you were just going on Patreon and being a baby.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not going on Patreon to see who our patrons are.
He doesn't even know where to go because he never visits any of these sites.
I was on here earlier today.
Not proud of you.
All right. I'm gonna. Let's see.
Yeah, the randomizer is really slow.
The randomizer is slow today. Hold on, guys.
This is so sad. Can we just end this? Oh my God, pick one.
All right. Special shout outs to our patron, Stephen Richard. The randomizer has chosen you, Stephen Richards. Thank you very much. You're awesome. We love, like I said, we love all of our patrons. If you want to be one of them, because we need 4 more before we do our Ask Us Anything.
From our Discord to our podcast, which is this.
So, head over to patreon.com/user/Nitpicking Nerds.
Give us a little moolah. We could use it. We deserve it. I think you agree.
Yeah, we're trying to make this camera better. We're trying to make the lighting better. We're trying to make this everything better
Joe
for you.
needs a laptop because he has a desktop like an idiot.
I'm working on getting a laptop. I need that too. We need money to make
Joe needs a new
this
phone.
show is awesome.
I need a new car. Let's go. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Come on.
And without the car, how could I ever get to my house where I record?
Yeah. So help us out. We'd appreciate it. We need to go.
I actually stubbed my toe. I need a Band-Aid.
Okay, put
Send
your
us
arms
money.
down. You look ridiculous.
No.
We
Peace
got the
out,
video.
Tribe
You
Scout.
can't do the. Yeah, there you go.
I can do it like this.
I want to be normal.